Hey guys, I'm still here. Haven't left yet. Sorry to keep you guys waiting, but I haven't left my house yet, and I want to do another Zombies Recollection before Revelations video. If you don't know what that is, basically what I do is I'm going down a nostalgic trip down Zombie Lane, right? We're going through every single map we can possibly go through before the end, before Revelations gets here, and we're just going to be taking a trip down each map and talking about what we loved about each map. And today's episode is about Verruckt, the second Zombies map of all time, and is one of the most innovative maps we've ever had in Zombies, and it certainly set a lot of staples for Zombies that would be, present throughout the entire series. So in the last video, I asked you guys to tell me what is your favorite things about Verruckt back in the day, and here's what you guys said. Last Gen Richtofen says, the first time playing with friends and being split up. If you guys don't know what Last Gen Richtofen is talking about, basically, when you played Verruckt, this is something that I don't think any other map has done in Zombies. At least not lately. I could be wrong about that though, but I'm trying to think in my mind, but there's not been a Zombies map where you're split up from your teammates like you can be in Verruckt. So sometimes on Verruckt, if you're playing with multiple people, there was some people that would spawn on the left side, and there were some people that would spawn on the right side of this room area, and there's a door in the middle, and you can't open the door at all. Like, you can't buy it with points, you can't buy it with anything. The only way this door opens is by turning on the power, and that was just something that was just, it was extremely innovative. Like, it was a really, really cool feeling being split up from your teammates, because, back in Knocked, the first map, you had that, that whole team-based gameplay. Like, you spawned in together, you all, watched the windows together, and then when you had to do that on your own sometimes in Verruckt, especially when you're in a 3-player game and one guy is by themselves on the other side and you're like, oh god, he might be screwed, he might not know how to live at all, that's when it was scary. It was just a really cool feeling, and I love that so much about the map, and I really wish they would have done it in some maps in Black Ops 3. I know before Drak came out, I really had this idea in my head of the 2 gondolas, right? Like, because we saw the 2 gondolas that were sort of going up to Drak at the very beginning in the spawn room. I had an idea before the map came out that we could possibly be doing the same Verruckt thing again, right? Where 2 people are in one gondola and the other 2 are in the other gondola. I just thought that would have been cool if, like, 2 teams of 2 sort of go up in the gondolas and you're sort of split off from the other squad until you turn on the power like Verruckt. But didn't work out that way, didn't work out like Verruckt, but that's just something that makes Verruckt such a classic. Like, that's just such an awesome feeling. I've talked way too much about this comment, so let's move on. Mason says, the feelings that got me on Verruckt were the sounds and the atmosphere of the whole map. The feeling of when you turn on the power and hearing the sound for the first time just gave me chills. And that's something as well. This is the first map, by the way, that had a power switch. Nocturne Toten didn't have a power switch, and it didn't really need one because there wasn't anything in the map to really use. But in Verruckt, you had a power switch for the very, very first time. And going with the whole, door thing I was talking about before, the only way to unlock the door and to be with your other teammates that were split off from you in the beginning was to get to the power. And that was just a really cool thing. But what I love about Verruckt and what I love about Zombies, especially back in the World at War era, is what this comment is also saying. Just the atmosphere of the map. Every little thing you did felt creepy, it felt odd, and you were kind of terrified at times. You're like, what is that noise? What are these noises I'm hearing? And I'm pretty sure when you turn on the power back in the old days, you would hear a laugh. I could be wrong about that, but I think in Verruckt, when you turn on the power, you heard like that classic Zombies laugh. It's a little bit fuzzy in my mind, but there's just so many weird sounds. And then when you turn on the power too, you just get that feeling of, oh man, what is going on? Like, it's just shake. Lunar says, the Winter's Howl is the best part of Verruckt. For those of you who don't know, the Winter's Howl, a wonder weapon that was on 5 in Black Ops 1, was implemented into Verruckt in the remake version in Black Ops 1, which is probably the gameplay you're seeing in this video since I don't have a World at War disc on my 360 that works, but it wasn't in the original map. We didn't have crazy wonder weapons back then, except for the ray gun. That's all we had. So don't let this guy fool you, okay? Don't listen. Don't listen to the madness in the comments. The Rockbuster says, flushing that dang toilet and scaring my friend. And the legendary Great White says, I agree. And I agree with this as well. Just the toilet on Verruckt was such a weird Easter egg because the map itself was like scary, right? I mean, it was an insane asylum. That's what Verruckt means, asylum. Or at least I think it does. But anyways, the toilet, there's just a random toilet, like there's like 3 toilets or something in the map, and one of them you can flush a couple of times, and it's just something that's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't understand why this is here. I don't understand why this exists, but it's there. And then when you flush it 3 times and you scare your friends by doing that, a song plays. And that's the first zombie song that we ever had, Lullaby for a Dead Man. And it was great. It was a cool Easter egg. I'll never forget learning about that and just showing all my other friends, hey, you can flush this toilet. Yeah, I'm serious. You can actually flush this toilet, guys. Ryan Golden says, just thinking how crazy it was that we had 4 perks. Now we want 10 perks plus to consider a map to be good. That is a very true statement. We're getting very hungry for perks. I think it's just the main fact that we haven't had a new perk at all lately. But yeah, this was the first map ever to introduce perks, and perks have now become just an absolutely crazy thing. If it wasn't for introducing perks in this map, we would have never seen the likes of PhD, the likes of Stamina Up, the likes of, I mean, freaking even Gobblegums to an extent. Gobblegums are basically perks. It was all, based around the same thing, adding a buff to your character and zombies. And it was just a great idea. Like, it was such a cool idea. It really went with the theme very, very well. And of course, dude, you cannot forget hearing the Juggernog tune and just all the different, oh man, like all the different machine songs in the map. Just hearing them and just wondering what these perks do the first time you played the map, and then getting them, and then Juggernog actually being very, very useful. It was just great. It was a great addition to zombies, and I'm so glad they added it in Verruckt. Mr. Sheep says that my favorite thing about Verruckt is the chair. The thing scared the living crap out of me. And for those of you who do not know, and I know I'm saying that a lot, but that's kind of the point of this series. For those of you who don't know or never experienced these maps back in the day, I'm trying to, get you guys accustomed to what we experienced at the time. But there was basically like a weird dentist chair, like one of those like insane asylum dentist chairs, you know what I mean? It's got blood all over it. You're like, why is this here? It was just in the spawn room, just chilling out. But if you went over to it and you like press X on it, and I'm pretty sure it made a buzzing noise, and it was just really, really creepy, and you're like, why? What was the point? Why are you doing this, Treyarch? Like what is this? It freaked me out so much when I was little. I will not lie at all. I just don't understand. There's so many things in Verruckt. There's so many little tiny things that just kind of like scare you, but they don't scare you in like a jump scare sort of way. It's more just like the sounds of the map. Like, you don't actually see anything, you just hear things, and that's what's really creepy about Verruckt. Back then in World at War, this was crazy to have all these weird things in a Call of Duty game. It just felt odd, but it was awesome. Okay, I'm probably gonna butcher this name, I apologize, but Ejans, I think, the best thing about Verruckt is the quote saying, "Power will reunite you," when you spawn in, alongside with the drill Easter egg, which as a kid freaked most people out. Yeah, so it was a drill Easter egg. But yeah, the power will reunite you. That was, oh man, like I miss those old phrases we used to see on the walls back in Zombies. We don't see that much anymore, and probably just because the storyline doesn't really work that well with that anymore. But all the time back in the day, we would have these phrases on the walls. We had Ascend from Darkness in Nocturne Totem. We had Power will reunite you in Verruckt, and that was like, telling us basically to get to your teammate on the other side of this door, you have to turn on power. That is your goal. And when you're first playing this map for the first time and you had no idea what power was or how to get to it, you're like, whoa, what is it talking about? Like, what is it meaning? And it was just sort of like a clue on your journey of the map, and it's such a cool vibe. Like, I love getting those vibes when you spawn in and you see a message or something telling you what's new in the map or what you're about to experience or what you need to do. And I love that. I love that quote so much. A Buzz Warrior says, my favorite thing about Verruckt was the mystery, the writings on the wall, the hand on power. This is where the story started to evolve. Now, we know now that the hand on the power switch, most people in the zombies community consider that to be Peter McCain's hand. And if you don't know who Peter McCain is, if you played Gorod Krovi, the guy falling out of the sky that the other characters are chasing, that's Peter McCain. Don't ask me how in the world they all fell through that portal at the same time and how he fell through the portal at the same time. Don't really know. There was some ciphers about it, about him seeing the Aurora Borealis underneath him and him jumping into it. And he was originally supposed to die on Shinonuma, which we will get to in the next Recollection Before Revelations. But Peter McCain, the zombie storyline, it all started in this map. And a lot of people think it actually started in Shinonuma, but that's basically false, because a lot of the clues, a lot of the first things we saw about the zombie storyline started in this map. Actually, there was coordinates, there was Bible verses, there was things saying Teddy is a liar, and just all sorts of different things. And especially with this map, a lot of people don't know this, but originally in the 4 characters that you played as originally in this map, which were 4 Marines. In the Zombies storyline, we consider one of those Marines Dempsey. Now, I know this makes no sense at all probably to anybody who's just now joining the Zombies storyline. And it doesn't really matter that much, frankly, anymore, because that was all in a separate storyline that really has, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't right now. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter as much as it used to. But Peter McCain, Dempsey's storyline, a lot of those elements started in this map. And I feel like Verruckt needs to be handed more credit because a lot of people think it started in Shionuma, and I don't know why. A lot of them big things that happened to lead to Shionuma happened in this map. Treyarch started thinking about the zombie storyline with this map. This was the beginning of all those cryptic things that we would see later on. It all started here. Electric Joe says the electric trap. That was pretty good, Electric Joe. I see what you did there. And watching the zombies burn. Now, this is something that was added into Verruckt as well. This map had a lot of innovations to it, and I would say the main innovations was probably the power switch, the perks, and then the electric traps, otherwise known as our zombie traps that we know and love. If it wasn't for this map, we would not have all these zombie traps in all the maps that we see. It started here in Verruckt, and the classic one was the electric trap that we see in a lot of maps still to this day. And I just love that trap so much. I love camping behind it when we were about to die, and it never got old seeing them burn. I will agree, Electric Joe. I just had a feeling you would comment that, you know what I mean? Now, our final comment comes from Menace saying probably my favorite thing in Verruckt has to be the atmosphere of the map. Just going around the map and hearing screams is something that I will never forget. And for those of you who don't know or have never heard of Verruckt's sound, I'm gonna play one for you right now, just to give you a little taste of what it was like to play this map by yourself. It's creepy, I know. Looking back on it now, I think there was so many different types of screams in this map. Like, you would just be walking around, you just hear a baby crying somewhere, you just hear a woman screaming. It was just a really weird map. Like, the atmosphere of this map, like I said before, it's just creepy. And if there's one thing I will never forget about this map, is playing it for the first time. Because when I remember playing this map, playing this for the first time, and just, you know, it seems like it's gonna be not as scary as Nocturne and Totem, right? Because Nocturne and Totem was at night, you saw the full moon and everything, and you had all the zombie sounds coming in through the bunker, which was scary. Don't get me wrong, that was scary as crap when I was like 11 years old. But with this map, with Verruckt, the fact that it was in daytime, it's sort of like, it was sort of like a decoy, right? Like, it was sort of saying, oh, it's not gonna be that scary, right? It's not gonna be that bad, guys. But when you play it, you hear all these sounds, almost like you're hearing a ghost of some sort from all the people that have like died in this insane asylum. And it was just really, really creepy at the time, and I loved it so much back then. And it was just, it's got an atmosphere that really remains untouched by any other map in Zombies. It just had such a cool vibe. And I think out of all the maps in World at War, this has got to be my favorite. And I'm not sure exactly why, but I think it has to be the atmosphere of this map and probably all the other innovations it had. All that together made this my favorite map back in the World at War days, and I just, again, I love this map so much, and I hope you guys did too. But anyways, guys, that wraps up today's episode of Recollection Before Revelations. If you want to get your comment on the next video, be sure to comment down below on what is your favorite thing about Shinonuma in World at War. Not Zetsubo no Shima, I'm talking about Shinonuma, the classic in World at War, the next map on our list. And we will be continuing this Recollection Before Revelation series as soon as we can. I'm not really sure when this video is going to be public or when the next video is going to be made, because like I said in my last video, guys, I'm about to be starting college soon, so that's going to be pretty crazy, and I really hope that I can get on top of the next video quickly, because we got a lot of maps to do before we get to Revelations. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for the support. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to comment for the next episode of the series. And as always, I hope you guys just have an awesome, awesome day. This has been me, JC, and I will see you guys on the next video. Maybe I'll be in college by the time the next video comes out. I don't know. Maybe I'm in college right now when this video comes out. I don't know. I don't know what's going on at this point, but I'm not leaving, guys. I'm going to try my best not to leave. I'm going to be trying my best to keep content coming as much as I can, even if that's in very little amounts right now. But again, thank you guys so much. And this has been me, JC, once again, and I'll see you guys on the next video. May we meet again, my friends.
has been strangely set aside. Reason for living, my mind is forgiving, and destiny is proving to be absent.